that's endangering the welfare of a child, and you see that, and you don't report it, you're just as guilty as the person who does it. So what did the feds know? Because the feds not coming there unless somebody made some allegations against Puff.
A video of Sean Diddy Collins introducing his adopted daughter Ava Barron emerged just a day after 2 of his homes were searched for sex traffic in a 2020 TikTok video where the Bad Boy Records CEO asks Barron to introduce herself to his Instagram fans during a live session.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava.
What's your other last name?
Ava.
Eva Baroni Combs? Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. But please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with the kids.
Ava, that's like a little bit like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody, we want to get it clear. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids and everybody else adopted kids, Charlize Theron, everybody that's ever adopted Sandra Bullock. I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out. So, just clarify it because it's crazy out here online. So you played with the kids. I got permission from your mother. Say all of that. It's crazy out here.
I met Jesse and Marla when I was 6 months old.
6 months.
And then basically sisters, all 4 of us. And then I always come over.
Yes. And it's Ava Barron Combs. Come on.
The billionaire hip-hop entrepreneur then claimed to have adopted the white kid. Many are now saying this is similar to how Usher was groomed.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to something
City.
called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody
crazy.
tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't
But
say
you
that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans,
And your
Jodeci,
parents were
Mary J.
okay?
Blige. They didn't know nothing about this.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem. I had like,
What
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
See?
Sadly enough, Usher seems to still be protecting Diddy, according to Gann's trauma reactions.
Looking at this lawsuit, right, Lil Rod, he alleges that, Diddy told him personally that he had sex with Usher. And when you look at the lawsuit, even though they got Usher name redacted, you could tell who it is because they describe him as the guy that performed at the Super Bowl.
Right.
So, I mean, we all know who that is, but how you feel about that, man?
Well, I mentioned that earlier, that he said about Stevie J. The Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a certain feeling, and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business, right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now, I'll let Usher explain that to y'all. I'll let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bro, you know I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember, Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in her mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up with somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right when you was at Diddy camp. Y'all put it together.
And what you mean by Diddy camp?
Remember? He was on one of the talk shows. The white guy with the curly hair. What's his name? The white guy with the curly hair. And he said, yo, would you send your son to Diddy camp? And Usher said, no. Ask him why he won't send him to Diddy camp. But yet and still you praise him.
Damn, man, and you said that, I know you can't go into detail, but you said that it was a situation where Diddy sent him to the hospital?
Let Usher explain that to you. Let Usher mama explain that to you. And the hospital was in Scarsdale, New York.
And the worst part is that it wasn't just Usher who was a big celebrity. Diddy groomed as a kid, and many have looked towards his old footage with Diddy as further proof of Diddy being a groomer.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything?
Yeah.
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, business, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Correct. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
555.
Minute.
Woo. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16, you come down and you gotta, wear your seat.
I mean, I'm 15. You could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Not yet.
No.
16.
No,
16.
Slow down. Let's slow down, Jess.
Okay.
Let's slow down, okay?
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours when when you get 16. You're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay.
Yeah.
The mansion?
Yeah.
So where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
Yo, Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you want to do? What you want to do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang out some girls.
A man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about, yeah.
And there was the time he was made to drink alcohol by Diddy while underage.
Welcome to the family, John.
In addition to that, the GAN deal also recently came out to talk about how Diddy was probed for his relationship with underage boys.
You made a comment, right, saying that you knew someone that went through Jimmy Hinchman proffer agreement for a drug case. And the proffer agreement revealed that Jimmy Hinchman, he could have walked away if he would have given up Diddy. What you mean by that?
Well, what happened was that they had 9 different sessions with Jimmy Hinchman regarding his proffer agreement. So that means the feds went in there 9 different times to talk to him. And in those sessions, they asked him, what do you know about Sean Puffy Combs or Sean Diddy Combs? I don't think it was Puffy at that time. It wasn't Diddy at the time. But what do you know about Sean John Puffy Combs having sex with underage boy? And you got to realize, and people never think about this, that Jimmy and his brother, I think they had the same charges. But his brother walked away from that, and Jimmy gets life without the possibility of parole, I think. Which is crazy. For any drug charge. Nobody should spend their life in jail for drug charges. And just drug charges. But I think they try to tie him to some murders or something like that. I don't know that to be for sure. But he shouldn't spend his life in jail for no drug charges. Not at all. So, but they was gonna let him walk if he had any information regarding Puff having sex with underage boys. That the feds asked him in 2011. In 2011, brother. So what did the feds know? Because the feds not coming there unless somebody made a report or somebody made some allegations against Puff in 2011 to ask a friend of his, Jimmy Hinchman, what do you know about that? But for them to ask him about that, it had to be more than a rumor. Somebody made a complaint somewhere. And the feds got hold to that complaint. Now they're going to investigate that complaint when they get people under the barrel, like they had Jimmy Hinchman. That's why they asked him.
If he did know information, right, why you think he didn't tell?
Then they would ask, how do you know? And then it comes into play, whereas that if you know of anybody that's endangering the welfare of a child, and you see that, and you don't report it, you're just as guilty as the person who does it.
In December, Diddy issued a statement to People, adamantly rejecting the claims filed up to that time. The original case against Diddy was filed in November. Diddy wrote, "Sickening allegations have been made against me by people looking for a quick payday." According to Nama Rahmani, a California-based attorney and former federal prosecutor, the sex charges could be the most serious Diddy faces, especially if he is charged with a sex trafficking offense. Under federal law, sex tra carries very major penalties, Romani says, noting that the maximum sentence is life in jail. The lawsuit accusing Diddy of sex trafficking was brought by his ex-singer Cassandra V. Traff, also known as Cassie. She claimed Diddy Traff forced her to do sexual acts with sex workers and recording the events, which he allegedly referred to as freak-offs. The two made a settlement deal the next day. Following the deal, Diddy's attorney, Ben Brafman, told People in a statement that the agreement was in no way an admission of wrongdoing. Cassie's complaint claimed that Diddy would beat her during freak-offs, and that between the physical beating and recognizing his incredible power and incredible temper, she felt unable to refuse him. Furthermore, she claimed Diddy would give her gifts before or during the sessions, which the complaint contends was a gesture of compensation for her work. Romani, who has previously prosecuted human TR cases, thinks that using violence to coerce someone to perform a sexual act may constitute sex under the statute. If you're looking at Cassie's claims that she was raped, that she was forced to take drugs, that she was forced to have sex with male prostitutes while Diddy filmed, that's how you sort of get to the force angle. Romani says that if there is force, it's sex. A woman identified as Jane Doe filed a lawsuit on December 6th, claiming that when she was 17, Diddy, former Bad Boy Entertainment president Harvey Pierre, and a third unnamed defendant treated her by flying her from Michigan to Diddy's studio in New York City, where she says she was viciously ganged. Roman believes that if true, Doe's allegations may come under the Victims of Training and Violence Protection Act, which says that trafficking applies to alleged victims under the age of 18. In February, Diddy and 5 other colleagues were named as defendants in a lawsuit filed by producer Rodney L. Jones, claiming the Bad Boy founder of Sextra and other serious claims, including sexual assault, while no indictments have been issued. Romani says he would not be shocked if criminal charges were filed soon. Given the time of the raids, they're not going to go get search warrants for Diddy's home in LA and Miami unless they're very close to arresting him. Romani says meanwhile, Diddy is coming out on Instagram in response to Sextra claims against him. On Tuesday, May 14th, the 54-year-old rapper sent a message saying time tells the truth. He titled the post "Love." The Monday tweet comes after his May 10th filing to dismiss Jane Doe's sexual misconduct lawsuit against him with prejudice. Doe filed in December 2023, claiming the Combs, Harve Pierre, and another person identified as the third as the perpetrator of sextra and ganging her when she was 17 years old. He has disputed all of the claims in his ongoing sexual assault cases. Diddy's lawyers argue in their filing last Friday that the statute of limitations has expired, is legally irrelevant, and has already caused incalculable damage to the company's defendants' reputations and business standing. Doe's attorney stated the motion is just a desperate attempt by Combs to avoid accountability for Miso's claims of gang and sexual assault.